Right. Good evening and welcome to Brazil for round 20 of Tier 3 Contest of Speed. My name is Dan, I'll be your commentator this evening. Alongside me, for the first time ever, and hopefully not the last, is my Tier 2 colleague, it's Oaksy. How are you, sir?
Good evening. Hello everyone. Good day, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Really looking forward to this one. Tier 3, very competitive league. A lot of newcomers, and it'll be good to see how they get on this evening.
Certainly
Thanks for having me.
You're more than welcome. Matt, my usual co-commentator, should be joining us at some point, but he's decided to run late. You know.
What a shame.
I know.
Shame.
Careless of him.
Eventually.
If it was up to me, he'd be in front of a firing squad, but you know.
Yeah, better late than never. You know,
yeah, can't be helped.
If he's fast a bit late, it'll make a difference.
Yeah. So, as you can see, the weather for qualifying is starting off in the wet, but as we know, since we've set the session up, it's going to dry out as we head towards the end of the session. So it's going to be a case of, is there going to be enough time to get out on a dry lap?
Yeah,
or are these guys
going to see what point the circuit actually dries up and how much it will evolve by the very end. So just looking at a couple of people on their outlap here: Dan Robbo, Dab Clan, Cygate, Blank.
I think Cygate's first on track, so we'll follow him round for the first lap of the evening. Got a Dab Clan in the chat already, actually, on stream. Be watching to try and get some inside info on his competitors, no doubt. I need to start doing that for Tier 2 and find out where the rest of you lot are. Alright, so we'll go on board with Cygate as he dives down.
It's turn one. Already in the chat and racing.
Yeah.
Proper commitment, that is.
So I get down towards turn 4, heavy braking, one of your two major overtaking opportunities. And also the end of sector 1, heading up into the tight and twisty infield section. Long, medium speed right-hander into a sharp right.
It's really tricky to kind of link this part of the circuit together.
We've got Liam out already, and that's on track as well.
Liam out already. Rain must have just been too much for him, or it depends if he's in the right setup.
Maybe, yeah. If he's gone for a dry setup and then lost it.
I'm sure whereabouts that is. I can see it on track, but
there we go. Cygate first across the line, a 118.5. I'll jump away from him. I'll see if I can find out where Liam crashed, actually, because that's... I'm assuming it's a crash.
yeah, very unusual to do it so early, especially if he's on his outlap. You wonder why he was pushing so hard on his outlap. Dapan goes faster, 117.5.
Yeah, almost a
second off Cygate's
yeah.
time.
There we go. We've got the COS Dutch contingent appearing in the chat now. Robin and Thomas.
It's
nice.
Yeah. Here as always.
Yeah, it's nice to have you here, lads. Let's jump across with our joint. Dan's back in the pits. So is Perry. I was going to say let's jump across to our joint championship leaders, but they've aborted their laps.
Dan Robbo and Harry the dog both in 98 points.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how this race pans out and the outcome of the championship leaderboard after.
I was going to say it will more than likely come down to Abu Dhabi, even with the worst case scenario for one of them.
Yeah, that much is true.
We've got on a lap. Is that Motorsport on a lap? I think it is. It's coming round to finish now. Let's see what he sets. Those quickists, 17.5, 300ths ahead of Dab Clan.
It's a very good market put down so early in the qualifying session.
Certainly is. I'm not quite sure what the wet pace is going to be on Inters. I'd know if it was full wets, but intermediates I'm not entirely sure about. I'm just wondering whether those guys that are some way off the pace are running dry setups and the other ones aren't, because they want to get oil.
There's definitely a couple of twitchy tires on track. You see the back end flipping out in a lot of the high-speed corners.
And, there we go, first of our championship challenges. Just starting on his lap now.
Coming down in the centre S's. This is the apex nicely, gets a little bit twitchy at the back end, still holds it. Well, definitely take a couple of tenths off his time.
If the weather holds as we think it's going to, that probably won't matter. You'll get a dry lap in at the end.
Yeah, he gets a lot of understeer on that fast left-hander.
See how it handles through here. Really gentle on the throttle there, twitching. Ooh.
Just too much on the brakes, I think because his left wheel was still sitting on the curb.
Just flicked it out.
He went on the brakes, just unsettled the car.
He's looking really twitchy. He's tried so hard to get that power down and it's not quite working for him as of yet. I think he might have bought this. Thinking about it. No, he's going to finish. Play, cuts to the inside to save some time. 1:18.3, not a bad banker lap for him. Gets him on the timesheets.
You've definitely seen him improving on that lap though.
Oh, certainly will. Let's jump on board with his rival. Coming out of the final corner. Down the back straight.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's been doing on his splits, but we'll see how he goes. Oh, he invalidated, unless he's just come across the start.
Yeah.
Oh, he's just come across the start.
The weather seems like it had stopped raining, so should be able to see the times jump up significantly. Now when I see Sauber, it's gone into the wall. Millsy's just lost it after the centre S's.
Into the centre S's.
Got oversteer and just corrected it, went straight into the wall on the right hand side.
Great spot, I didn't quite get that. We've got power retiring as well. It's a shame about those guys because now the track's going to dry out. It's they would have been in a much safer position. Good point, Mitch. Any predictions that anyone in the chat's got, get them in there. Even if first penalty, first retirement in the race. Obviously, we've had the 3 in qualifying already. Podiums. Aha, and that's the man coming online I wanted to see. We'll give him some stick when he gets here. So, I just saw some debris there on the pit entrance.
The entrance?
Yeah.
I mean, I do know it is a very fast pit entrance, but certainly not.
It's it's on the inside as well, on the left.
On the left hand side, wow.
So I'm going to watch Racer go and finish his lap and see if I can spot it, because that'll probably be where power's gone. And I would guess there he's done a bit of a Mark Webber where he tried to take it too quickly, lost the back end and just cannoned into the wall.
Yeah, that would have a reason to do it. Also watching Cygate on his flyer. Comes around the penultimate corner.
We've got our first runners on dry tyres as well. Yeah, it's still there. there is still debris there. We've got Racer coming across to finish his first time lap, goes P6 on a 1:18.3, and he's going to have to hot foot it back round and get himself some fresh boots, because that track is drying quickly.
Certainly is, with 7.5 minutes to go. We will see a lot of cars out in track, and a lot of people will have to deal with significant amount of traffic too, which could throw a curveball into this session.
Certainly could. We've got 3 guys who've put the dry tyres on at the moment, but they're all still in the pit lane. We've got Blank on a lap. I think he's just coming round to finish. No, it was just a start. I keep forgetting that it changes them from out lap to being on a lap on the end of the second split.
Yes, it does make our commentary job a little difficult.
It's a nightmare. Dabclan, interestingly, has put... Oh, there we go, he's back onto dry tyres. He'd gone back to inters for a second there.
Yeah, Racer's just a way to finish.
Oh, Blank, big moment. Onto the grass.
Racer goes up to 4th, 117.6 on intermediate tyres whilst the track is drying. Definitely,
Here we go, DRS enabled. That's it. That's the signal. That's the signal for all those guys to get the slicks on. And we've got 6 minutes. That's probably time for what? 2 runs on super softs, if you're quick.
Yeah, I should imagine so. I reckon Blank will come into the pits this lap. I can't see him doing another lap on these intros.
No, so I would guess not. Excuse me there. Sneezing. Yep, Dab's in. Not Dab, Blank's in. None of them... No, first man out. Dan Hilton's the first man out on dry tyres. So we'll ride on board. Let's see how twitchy his car is. He's out on the soft tyre, the medium compound for this race. I think that might have invalidated his lap there on the apex of turn 2.
A little bit. Still pushing there, I think.
Yeah, seems to be.
Traffic in front of him.
It's Varamir in the Mercedes, gets out of the way well. It's still looking twitchy, that Red Bull, isn't it?
Car does not look happy. No.
Dabclan gets out of the way there as well.
Nice and sensible for the guys on the right lap. Not being aware of whoever's on the flyer. See?
That's what we like to see. So I'm nervous watching him on this lap, Bless. That car does not look happy at all.
Yeah.
Look at him sawing at that wheel.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, he must have been validated on that first couple of corners.
Yeah, a couple of the guys seeking some clarity on the tyre issue. Because the session started wet and it's gone to dry, if they qualify on wet tyres, so the intermediates, they have free choice of tyres. If they qualify on a dry tyre, they have to start on that tyre.
It's quite an interesting scenario with MP Motorsport in second on intermediate. I doubt he will stay there, but if he's in...
I was going to say, yeah, I don't think he will.
Yeah, might have a choice of completely fresh tyres if he's in the top 10.
Oh, Dan Hilton, big moment there, coming around the final corner, we just caught that. And in the meantime, Dan Robbo has set the first competitive-ish time, 1:10.6 on the Super Softs. I want to try and go on board with Perry if I can do, and see what he can do. He's on his outlap right now, so we'll jump back across to somebody else. It's got a Dabclan, great lap.
110.4 on soft tyre.
On the soft tyre.
Biomir gone third on soft, so 114.5.
So we're watching Blank now, coming into the infield section. It's on the super soft tyre.
Yeah, it was nice through there, really pushing.
The back end of that Toro Rosso looking more planted by the second as the track dries. So much more confidence than the Red Bull that Dan Hilton's driving right now. Runs wide,
Matrix
takes out the brake marker. Matrix, yeah, 109's flat.
109 flat, soft, good effort.
Great time there on the soft tyre. Let's see now, I think Blank's going to be my tip for the win here, if his pace he had earlier in the week is anything to go by. 108.4.
Speeds it by 6/10.
It does. Dabclan's improved, 9 flat as well, puts him up to second. And now I'm going to jump back across to Perry in the sister Toro Rosso. Pushing really hard on those soft tyres. Really giving it the beans there into the final corner. He's got the long swooping straight to finish. It's looking good, but I don't think it's going to be competitive enough. Actually, no, it will be. This is going to be a great lap.
Oh, it sneaks it in.
Yeah.
Right. 5/100ths of a second.
Yeah, instantly beaten by Matrix.
3/10. Wow. Really good lap on our softs.
Oh, here he is. Better late than never, isn't it? Where the hell have you been?
People, don't you worry. Where have I been?
Have you just got back from Barcelona?
Funny. Hilarious.
Well,
I have been partaking in physical activity, which I know you don't like.
I know I don't. I know. Give me a beanbag any day.
Nice of you to join us. Yeah.
Right.
We missed out on a very interesting midsection of qualifying as we get in the last 10 seconds probably. MP Motorsport gone top, 108 flat.
Yes.
I've heard it's been changeable conditions.
It has started off wet. We lost 4 guys on the wet running. I think was it 4 or 3? No, it was Liam, Power, Millsy. Yeah, just the 3 guys, and then we've had Varamir retire. I think that's on track. I think I just saw that Mercedes pulling off to the side there. If that's not a crash, then that could be a penalty for him. And Ross retire as well, without setting a lap, so he's going to have free choice.
Just watching the end of Dan's lap. Hopefully he's not going to encounter traffic. There's a Williams right in front.
There's a Williams in front, all right on board. That's Motorsport getting in the way, maybe. Yeah, really in the way there. That's ruined the lap. He put himself right on the apex of that corner.
How's he not seen him?
He'll have seen him, but he'll have just committed to the inside. Dan improves to P6, but that's ruined that lap. That's nearly a second off it, I would say.
He was already 2.1 seconds up before that final split.
Yeah, which that's going to be penalty worthy, I think.
I'm not gonna lie, I've just heard the effing in blinding from upstairs.
I bet he's absolutely livid. He'd be absolutely livid.
One of our commentary teams, brother.
Yeah.
For those that haven't made the.
Seems to be qualifying done. That's it. Interesting conditions, but
certainly was very interesting. And
everything was good.
I'd have liked it to dry out a little bit later, so they only had 1 lap to try and get it. But Such is the way, we can't have everything we want. So, final rundown of your qualifying order. MP Motorsport takes pole position with a time of 1:08.041. Close behind him on a harder compound are both Matrix and Perry the Dog, P2 and 3. And you go back to some super soft runners. You've got Blank Racer and Dan Robbo, who Dan Robbo I would think would have got pole position if it hadn't been for that clash with Motorsport at the end there. Then two more soft runners in Varamir and Dabclan. And two more super softs with Dan Hilton and Cygates. Then you go to the guys who have free choice of tyre, which were... I'm just going to wait for the stream to catch up. And then I can check because the screen's gone. Vish P11, Cali P12, and then you've got your DNFs. So that's Ross P13, Liam P14, Millsies and Power, I think, 15 and 16, and then... that'll be it, I think. That rounds off the grid. So we're missing a couple of cars. We'll wait for these guys to start their formation lap. Let's go through the chat, see what we can find. We've got Thomas Fruitful with us. Nice to have you, Thomas. And then we've got a bit of a discussion going on about that final lap quali incident between Dan and Motorsport. Do you think he's gone Schumacher against Coulthard style, Stephen, or do you think he's gone for something a bit more extreme? Oh yeah, Verstappen Ocon.
All I know is it's going to be a fiery fueled young individual that's going to be racing now.
Well, he's got to fight his way from P6. It could be worse.
We've got what I've noticed already. It's a variety of split strategies.
Dan Hilton disqualified already. Not sure what that's for. I'm watching the front.
I don't think he took off on the grid.
Oh, that's strange.
Because usually you would think he would crash into someone else.
Maybe. Or unless he was gone too slowly. Although I'm not sure how you could at that stage of the lap.
What are we thinking of strategies? Is he going to dare the two
Well,
stop?
let's have a look and see what the guys down the back are on. I think, yeah, everyone outside of the top 10 is on softs, apart from Ross, who's gone on mediums to start with, so he's going to be very quick at the end. And then obviously the top 10 have got their tyres of choice from qualifying. There's quite a few strategies open to them. There's... for the guys, well, I think your obvious strategy is a one-stop onto medium from whatever tyre you're running on. And I think that's what most of the guys are going to go with. I would say a two-stop is viable if you can make your way through traffic. And that would be for two sets of super softs and the soft set. There's also a one-stop softs to super softs. That is doable. It's really hard, but we'll see what they go and try in the race. Here we go, 5 lights. And away we go. We've got the start glitch again. It's not just Tier 2 though. Tier 3, Tier 2 have got it as well. But away we go finally. Great start from Motorsport there in P1. Perry challenging Matrix into turn 1. We've got some movers and shakers down at the back there. Great.
Power's running wide.
Power's running wide. Motorsport's held the lead.
With the other hash.
The other Haas. Dan and Dabclan are out. Big accident.
Oh, that's massive.
That's huge.
Power down Rollo Dabclan. I'm not sure what happened. I think somebody just got clipped in the back, and there was a barricade for the cars following.
That's massive for the championship as well.
Oh no!
As long as Perry scores points here, that's an advantage for him. And Dan leaves already. I'm not surprised. He must be absolutely livid.
5 minutes of
That's
Yeah, well,
wow.
I've just heard the explosion come down. This has come down the stairs, so I'm going to...
Is he? He's invading the commentary box already, bless him.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, he has.
he's going to be livid, but we've got to go back on with the race, and MP Motorsport still leads the way.
Lost 6 positions in the opening lap.
6 positions. Has he got wing damage? No.
He has not, but it's not been feeling very good with that car. And Vish
Got Vish making a move. Squeezes. All nice and fair though. Gains the place. I can't believe that. That's going to be massive.
I mean, good thing I muted marking time.
That's
Very
massive.
PG, let's put it that way.
Oh, I can believe it.
Anyway, the show must go on.
It must. Got Perry closing in on Dan Hilton now, who's looks to be. Oh, Perry's back end's gone. Whoa! Held it well, and he looks like he might still get the overtake done here. Pulls out early onto the inside. Tries to get him on the brakes. Locks up and goes into the side of him. Oh, it's
there's a McLaren going down the outside as well.
I think
pushed
that's
off the track. Ross pushed off the track there.
Down the inside of Dan Hilton.
he is. I think Perry's move on Dan Hilton was a little bit unfair. Liam's gone for the dive bomb there. That's he's made the move. That is.
Just saying, I do realise it's 36 laps, yeah?
I say there's plenty of time, guys. That's not great.
He does have a little look on the inside. Yeah, I think he just needs to be patient here. I think he loses that end again.
Yeah,
He's getting too aggravated because of the action by Liam.
Maybe, or maybe the reason he lost all those places is he's overheated the rear tyres.
Quite possibly, yeah.
That can be a problem if your setup's not spot on. You can really overheat. The front right will go anyway, I think, but the two rear tyres. Yeah, the 2 rear tyres are real candidates to give way if need be. Ross has got past Dan Hilton as well. Yeah, that's a comfortable move for him.
First corner.
Yeah.
Fish on Seagate.
Yeah, just seen that one, developing.
Jumps across, give me the worst camera angle in the world.
Doesn't matter, it's a clean move.
Is that 2 in 2 laps there for Vish?
It is. I think so.
He's picked up 5 places since the start. So it's really,
Yes, he's done really well.
good beginning of the race for him.
That's just reminded me, let's have a look at the big movers. Vish is certainly one of them, up 5 places.
Championship.
There is. Liam will be trying to do a job for his teammate. And Sister Hasse, of course, is out after that lap 1 madness. Trying to hold Perry behind him.
Surprised there wasn't even a virtual safety car for that collision.
I was going to say there was nothing, was there?
Yeah.
Reminds me of the one of Tier 2 one in Russia.
Oh,
that
be quiet.
Virtual safety car either. Oh, shut up.
I was torpedoed.
Yes, and we shall leave it at that.
Yeah.
I'm just watching the interval between Matrix and Motorsport, and he seems to be closing in on Motorsport Q1.
He will be now. I think this is where Liam runs wide there, kicks up a little bit of dust.
So Matrix now is in a very strong position.
He is. Let's jump on board with him. This is where the Super Soft tyre will start to lose that edge if it's within DRS range, especially if whoever's on it is pushing hard. It's that front right will be starting to overheat. The wear will be coming up towards 25-30% if they're pushing hard. I think Matrix could have him here. Yeah, I think he will. Motorsport defends the inside, Matrix goes wide.
With a little twitch.
Matrix trying to hang it around the outside, doesn't quite make it stick. But he's right under the rear wing of that Williams, and I'll probably get him into turn 4.
Into turn 1.
Harry down the inside to turn 1. I'm going to have to stay away. Matrix on Motorsport, not quite. Can he go for something audacious up here? He's very close to that Williams.
Blanca's also gaining whilst this is all happening.
Yeah, he is. He's going to be sitting there like the Cheshire Cat, grinning away.
Indeed.
I have a feeling Blank's going to go for that weird strategy of super soft to soft, because he did that in a practice race a couple of days ago and had unbelievable pace. And somehow the tyres didn't go anywhere.
Oh, Ross is just running to the back of Liam.
Big
Ross
wing
has got
damage for
front wing
Ross.
Damage, and he put in, and he's lost it.
Straight into the wall for Ross. And I caught the end of that. I don't know if it was deliberate or not. I would like to think it wasn't.
No, I don't. I would like to. But I watched it and I don't think it particularly was.
Fair enough. We'll apologise for that. I'm thinking the worst of people. Yeah, we'll jump back to him. Not quite close enough again.
Don't blame me, Danny, to be fair.
Well, we've seen it a couple of times so far recently, and it's been one of the things we've... Matrix will go on board to the outside of Motorsport. Can he sling it round? He can. Can he hold it though? That Williams fighting back. He'll have the inside up into turn 6, and that should be it for him. A little bit of contact.
Inside, I think.
Yeah, a little bit of contact there, but I think Motorsport first penalty that I've seen.
Ross got one before, but obviously Ross is the
Yeah, Ross is now out, so...
Ross was the only person running on medium tyres as well, so it would have been interesting how his strategy panned out through the race.
It would have been. It'd been nice to see.
Dan Hilton's, I think, started on soft tyres.
He's in the pits, and he's gone on to... No, he started on super softs. He did. He started on super softs. He's the first pit on lap 8.
Thinking about the window for these guys that are on super soft tyres.
Well, the super softs, it depends what they're going to go on to. If they're going on for mediums, I would say anywhere from now on, we could see them coming in 8 to 12.
The time pit window.
We were talking about this beforehand. We don't know what it is. We'll have to jump on board with someone.
Between 20 and 33 seconds.
Yeah.
Interesting to see.
Certainly will be.
It's quite a mixture of soft and super soft.
Millsy's is out.
And so Callie.
I'm trying to see where that is. I'm on board with Dan Hilton, who should be coming past whatever instant that is. Is it at turn 3?
Runners. Everyone's going to get points.
Everyone's getting points. Just bring it home, lads. Dan Hilton's not past these two guys yet.
Yeah, yes, just picked up 3 seconds.
Yeah, on the exit of turn... Oh, that looks like a big crash there on the exit of turn 6. Oh, turn 5 even. I'm going to have a fun weekend, aren't I, going through all of these.
Oh, yes, you are.
A lot of accidents early on here. This is the thing with this track, it's tight and twisty. You've got to bide your time, wait for your overtaking opportunity. Some of these guys not doing that at the moment.
Fish closing on the back of Aramir. Within a second now, so we should get DRS and pitch straight. Blank is also within range of Motorsport.
I'm not sure if Blank will go for that move or not. I think he's going to try and save his tyres.
Oh
yeah,
wide.
Well wide. He's to be careful rejoining there.
Yeah, he did alright. He saw Sligate coming. So.
Blackhead's going for the move on the outside.
He is.
Just holds back.
Jump.
Stick, push yet.
Right, pick up the second bike.
Yes, we'll jump on board. A little bit wide on the exit. Motorsport defends the inside. He's going to try and... Oh, he squeezes blank there. Not unfairly though. Runs wide on his own exit and compromises it. Blank going to go for it. He looks not quite far enough alongside to make that move stick.
It's interesting. Both are lacking in the ERS department. So
I haven't even got that
this is just
out.
down
It's Blank running mode 4, he's going for it. I don't know why. Save your ERS through this infield section, no one can overtake through there.
The Matrix is just now pulling away. I think he realises that.
Motorsport pits in.
So Blank with the overcut. Interesting. Oh, side gate. No.
That's Motorsport got onto the medium tyres, which is interesting strategy.
It's a safe strategy, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely a safe one.
It's about 25-26 seconds until you can get the hammer down on the pit exit. I didn't have my timer up on my phone in time, so I had to count properly. I had to do actual counting. I haven't done that. Yeah, I know.
Just like we used to do back in the day.
Yeah.
Were you having to use fingers, or were you counting in...
Well, I haven't got 26, so no.
You can go 1, 2, 3. Fine. Fine. Smart.
Think what you like about Yorkshiremen, but we're not all inbred. We don't all
You
have...
said the words I didn't.
Aye. Just making the point. We've got Perry closing in on Varamir now for P5. Varamir clips the grass down there.
Stayed out again.
Blank will stay out, I think, till around, well, at least lap 14, if not further, on those tyres.
So you're certain he's doing the
He is now, yeah.
soft.
Definitely now. I think this lap is the last lap he can afford to pit in on, otherwise he's going to start losing time if he's going for that one.
Racers seems to be doing exactly the same thing.
Maybe slightly further behind. See, let's just check the gap to the leader. Is he gaining or losing time?
Staying around 5.6 seconds.
Yeah, somewhere in there, isn't it? I think Perry's the one we need to watch at the moment, though. He's closing into the back of that Mercedes.
Got our leader in. Matrix coming in on softs after 11 laps.
Matrix in.
And mediums have got on.
Yep.
That does surprise me.
It does me too, but we know he's had weird tyre strategies before and they've all worked out for him. Maybe this is another one.
Would he now get ahead of Liam? Oh, it's going to be close.
Not quite though. Stays behind. And he needs to clear that Haas quickly.
He's now going to be behind him, isn't he? So, that middle sector.
Let's just see. He's currently 17.5 seconds behind Blank. And that's going to increase all the time he's behind that Haas. He needs to clear it and clear it quickly. And yes, Stephen, we can. I'm a brilliant counter. Don't you do me like that.
What's he doing you dirty, man?
No, he says, can we trust it if you had to count? Yes, you can. This is the second worst camera angle in the world. Oh, that's quite a nice view of the back of that Haas. So we'll go on board. Liam's in the pits. Matrix through that
Gee.
whole period of being stuck behind Liam, how much time did it lose him? As soon as the position arrow moves out of the way.
I mean, it's surprised he's not going to have a damage front wing after I saw he just enter the pit.
What was that, Liam?
Yeah.
We'll soon find out.
Quite a few corners where Matrix really got into the back of Liam through that infield section. Just nearly caught him out off guard.
You know, Perry's looking, here we go. He's finally close enough to Varamir.
He is. He'll have a look down the back straight. So I'm just thinking about what strategy the guys on the soft tyres are going to be going for from here. Race is coming for mediums, and he was the only other guy who I thought might be on blank strategy. Blank's in as well, actually, lap 13. Or, well, 14 he's in. So he's probably going to go to... Is he going to go to softs or to mediums?
Mediums. No, it's softs. Mediums. I don't know.
Graphics says mediums. He's gone for the safe option. Oh, this opens things up a bit. I wonder if he's reacted to Matrix there.
Matrix, I would say... He's gained so much more time.
Matrix is a good... What, 5 seconds up the road? Yeah.
And more importantly, with a car in between, which will probably go to the end as well.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Perry didn't quite have the pace to get past Varamir on that lap. Oh, I wonder if he might try the undercut here. Or one of these guys might try.
Vish is now in the lead, just going to throw that out there.
Vish is in the lead! Yeah! Team commentary are leading the race. So Oxy, you're now part of team commentary, so you will have our support.
Part-time team commentary, yeah.
Right, Perry's in. I wonder if he's heard us. This is, depending on what tyre he goes for here, will depend on obviously what strategy he's doing. If he's going for super softs, he's two stopping. You are correct. White walled medium tyre goes on the Toro Rosso. He's out again.
Super soft on the screen. Cheers, Codemasters.
Yeah.
Still have got super softs on the screen.
I've got mediums on, so it's all good. And where's he going to slot out? He's going to stay P8, I think, isn't he?
More importantly for him, he's going to be out in front of Liam. Overtook,
So, the question now is, those two guys up front, when do they pit and for what tyre?
I don't think it's worth going on the medium. That's just my general... No, that's just my opinion.
Unless they pit this time round, I'm agreeing with you. I would suggest...
You know what's going to happen, don't you? They're going to both pit this time round, aren't they?
No, they've both gone through.
Yeah, both gone through.
So, let's go on board with Vish for a lap.
Yeah, how much time Matrix can they got in the medium compared to 16 lap roll softs. So, 4 seconds behind them.
Yeah. I reckon it's gonna be down to at least 3.5.
Yeah, I'd reckon about the same, although it's touching 4 seconds now.
That's just me being really conservative.
Yeah, he's picking up about 2 tenths per corner.
It's this middle sector where the difference in the fresher and the older rubber really makes a difference.
I've just spotted something. Cygate in P7 is on a 2-stop.
Yes, he is.
6 lap old softs, yeah.
And Vish is coming in. Lap 17. Now, if he goes... go for supers, Vish. Go on.
Do it.
Varamir's in behind him. We're on board. It's like medium's going on both cars.
I just wanted something different.
Damn.
It's just Saigo on that alternative strategy then.
Here's Dan Hilton will have to stop again as well.
Yep.
So that'll be a 2-stop by default, but I don't think it's unfair to say he's so far off the back now.
Oh, Vish comes out just ahead of Perry.
He does. That could be interesting. Perry needs to clear him this lap before those tyres get up to temperature.
Yeah, Vish goes wide in that first corner coming out of the pits.
Blank is preferring the medium tyre to MP Motorsport at this stage.
Is he closing him? I mean, they are 4 laps younger.
6 tenths behind.
Yeah. Keep an eye on that one for me. I just want to watch this battle between Perry and Vish.
I will do. Not quite close enough.
So Perry's got DRS, but so's Vish. Saigo
Yeah,
could
that
be in
Renault-
trouble.
That Renault does look very fast and straight line to DRS. Must be running slightly lower wing for the 2 guys behind him.
Should be, but he's run wide on turn 3.
As indeed, and Vish will get a clean run.
So Vish will get him, and with any luck, he'll be hoping Perry can't. And he can't. That's... Oh, can he?
Oh, baby.
That's given Vish some breathing room. He now needs to put the hammer down, get the gap up, and get it over a second. So Perry will have to wait until the start-finish straight now. Oh, Willie's going for it. Locks up there as he... He's trying everything to get through here. Saigo needs to defend well, and he's forced his way through. Fairly enough.
MP Motorsport a bit squirmy.
Could this be it for Blank getting through?
I think it could be it. Yeah, he's got
We're
a bit
on
of run. Here we
board.
go.
Up the inside.
Hanging out to dry.
Motorsport tried the switchback, but Blank covered it well.
Gonna say the back end of that Toro Rosso was looking a bit sketchy.
Both of them not looking particularly secure. But they're going to be doing some damage in the Constructors' Championship here.
Is Saigo gonna have a go back on Perry closing in?
He is. Sends it.
Just overshot slightly,
Yeah.
but you never know, he might try it there.
Don't do it!
Oh,
Not a safe place to overtake at all. He was wise to break early on that one.
he is.
But saying that, I don't know why he's battling so much on a different strategy. I would quite happily just sit behind Perry and, you know, 9-lap old softs.
Yeah, he needs to keep them in check for another 4 or 5 laps or so,
Yeah.
and then come in for some supers and just hammer it till the end.
Also, it's just going to overheat those tyres. Might mess up his strategy, I think.
Yeah, hopefully it's not done too much damage. I mean, those super softs, you can get 22, 23 laps out of those super softs if you really look after them.
Not the super soft.
No, not sorry, the softs, not the supers.
Just say, God.
So I don't think even
Super soft, you've done really well there.
I don't even think Smarto could pull that off.
No. I mean, Blank's got past MP, but he's not exactly getting rid of him in the hurry.
Not quite. Seems to be hanging around the 7/10 mark. A little step out for the Toro Rosso there, brings the Williams back into contention. Is he close enough? No, I don't think he is. Although we'll see the effects of the DRS now. And he will get it again down towards turn 4. Blank's pushing hard, you can see.
There's 2 other developing battles going on in the field.
This is Perry and Vish, and then Varamir.
Cygate and...
I'm going to jump to Varamir, I think. A bit of weaving there from Cygate, so...
Who's really struggling?
He's
struggling,
so all you need to do is put it on the apex. You don't need to try this hard. He's going to get him into turn 1, I think, isn't he? It should be a simple move. We'll ride on board.
Yeah, it's done nearly before DRS, that detection point.
DRS calls open, moves to the inside. Simple move. Yep, and he's secure, and he'll probably be able to pull away down this straight towards turn 4. Oh, will he? Cygate does have DRS. Just be careful, he's going for it.
Run to the outside.
Runs wide, and that's now Varamir's position, I think. It's a valiant effort from the Renault, but ultimately not quite got the grip on those tyres to make it stick. And then the other battle that we thought was developing, Perry against Vish. Vish has managed to pull that out to over a second again. Although as I say that, it just dips back in.
Very much between 8 tenths and 1.2 seconds.
Yeah.
That battle.
Seems to be whenever I look at it, it goes over a second, but now you say that, yeah. Perry's down to just over 8 tenths. Motorsport and Blank is still an interesting one as well.
The DRS is giving Motorsport a chance just to hang on. Or keep in touch.
Yeah.
I'll say.
Both on similar levels of ERS, and they're both charging through the infield section.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how the lap difference in tyres makes a difference near the end. I mean, Blank on 9 laps, I think it was about 13, and Richard at the front 5 seconds ahead on 11 lap full tyres. Doing a great job, I should say, actually. Matrix 5 seconds ahead of Blank.
Yep.
Yeah, and I don't think that 2 laps is going to make much of a difference when it comes to outright pace.
So, I think he's just, you let it go down to, there you go.
Yeah. As if
Let it go down to about 4.5 seconds, he's managing it and he's gone, there you go guys, that's my actual pace.
Yeah. I'm just going to jump away from this battle for a second. Matrix is pushing hard, his ERS battery is well down on power.
Gone round it was going round the outside.
Vish, go on.
Nearly saw Verstappen and Ocon there.
Yeah.
I think that's good defending from Vish, to be fair.
We're on board with Perry, he's going to have to go around the outside to do it. Vish defends well, squeezes, but not unfairly.
He's doing it at probably the right time as well, rather than too late.
Yeah, Perry have to sit behind for another lap. Has a lot of ERS, but so does Vish. So this is purely down to, this will be DRS that this move is done with.
Just want to say, I know how we all thought that the Varamir Cygate battle was pretty much done. Cygate's still hanging in there?
He is. I think he'll pit though. I think that's why he's closed in. I think he's pushing for an in-lap. Perry's working hard. Changes to 8th late. Vish on the brakes though around the outside.
He hits the grass on the outside and that just lost him a load of time.
It's fought valiantly there from Vish. That's what he's not quite. Cygate's in the pits. There we go. Serving his 5-second stop and go for speeding last time round. Super softs go on.
Liam jumps up into 8th then.
He does. Let's see if Cygate can catch him in the time that's left. He's got 10 laps to make up by the time he gets out of there. Probably 16, 17 seconds.
Yeah, it's going to be about 15, 16 seconds.
Ooh, a lot more. And he's under-fueled as well, Cygate. That's not going to help him.
And Liam's got more ERS as well. But he's also on the fuel. His Matrix just posting another fastest lap just for...
Yeah, just to...
2-3 laps, he's really good pushing, getting those fastest laps in. He wants to full house tonight.
So he wants the Grand Slam. So you know he can't have the Grand Slam, he didn't get pole position.
That is true.
I think for the first time MP Motorsport has fallen out of the DRS window.
He has. Blank's managed to pull away, and if he can keep it there, he can now use his pace to chase after that Ferrari. But is it too little too late? That would be my question. He needs to close in around half a second a lap.
Although saying that, Matrix is under fuel, so you might just have to ease off and throttle a little bit.
He's I think he's marginal because it keeps. Sorry to cut you off there. It keeps flashing on and off every time I've gone to see him. So he's right on the limit in terms of the fuel.
Managing that Ferrari very nicely indeed, then.
He is. The car I want to be in next season.
Yeah, keep dreaming.
You can back off, you know I'm getting it.
MP in 2 seconds.
Yep. It's for
Shall I have a look?
I think that might be his second, third, 3-second penalty, so...
Let's have a look, shall we?
Could be a podium shuffle by the end of the race.
Certainly could
I
be.
think it's second. That is his 3rd penalty.
Oh, so that drops him to not quite to P5.
Race has not got one. Perry's only had 1 warning.
Yeah, so if Perry can close up by around 7-8 tenths, that would get him up to P4.
Got one either.
Blank closed it by 3 tenths on that last lap to Matrix.
Speaking of someone closing up, he's back in that 1 second window again.
He is, MP. We'll go on, but we'll ride along. See what he can do. There's no other battles developing at the moment. It's a shame so many of the guys retired so early on, though. Because I'd have liked to have seen what Ross would have done on that alternate strategy.
Yeah, me too.
And I'd have liked to have seen... Yeah.
I'm sure the stewards will be busy after this race.
Yeah.
Good luck, Danny.
Yeah, late night for me. It's a good job I've got a day off tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so back to the action. Anyone in the chat, if you've got a choice for driver of the day, get it in the chat. If there's anybody you want to specifically hear from in the interviews who finishes the race, the guys who are out, they'll have left the session, so we can't interview them, unfortunately.
And any questions you...
Yes, and any questions you want us to ask them as well. I just realised we haven't had our weekly food debate tonight because we haven't had the wizard in the chat.
Thoroughly disappointed.
Where is the wizard tonight? Anyway, I don't see him in the chat.
I think he's moving house, so...
See.
Yeah, he's
teleporting.
No, well...
Obviously he hasn't got his priorities in the right order.
So he's coming up to my neck of the woods. I think he's heading up to God's own county.
Daigo, fastest lap, 110 flat. He's enjoying those super softs by the sound of it.
He is. Can one of you do me a check and just see what Matrix fastest lap was, because I don't think it's much slower than that.
Go on then, Matrix, let's see what you got.
Oh, you won't be able to improve now. Not on 18 lap old mediums. So we're still watching this battle for third.
He did it on 13 lap old mediums. A 1:10.5.
Half a
Yeah,
he's not improving half a second.
Just gonna see if there's any other significant penalties.
Cygate currently lapping fourth, a second a lap quicker than Liam, but that's not going to get him close enough to overtake at the moment. Assuming Liam's tyres don't go off a cliff or he loses any real pace. Motorsport though really close to the back of Blank now, and he's going for it.
Inside. Makes it stick as well.
Not quite, I don't think. He needs to wait though, because he'll get DRS now.
A very ambitious move from him, I think.
It was. Blank left the door open.
True.
Let's put it this way, Cygate's got to get past Liam and then gain 3 more seconds. So that's it.
Motorsport looks to the inside. Blank leaves him the room, he's not quite there though, he should have a better drive out of turn 3. And he's really close now. Right under the gearbox of the Toro Rosso, moves to the inside. This should be job done for him. Yeah, easy move in the end. Varamir, another 3 seconds.
Don't think that's going to change the position.
No, I don't think it will either. It's 12 seconds between him and Liam at the moment. That's.
And Liam's got 3 seconds anyway.
Yeah, that's not going to change too much. Just looking at penalties. You say Motorsport's got 9 seconds?
Ah, yes he does.
So 9 seconds at the moment would put him P5, I think. Blank comes back at him. Sorry, I missed that. I was too busy looking at the timing sheets. Toro Rosso goes back through into P2.
Same guy.
Yeah, well, Motorsport must have just had a dreadful exit in that penultimate corner.
I think
That's a long before.
the tyres are just about to go.
Maybe just starting to lose that edge of performance. Got a yellow flag in sector 3.
I'm checking the grid. Doesn't seem to be anything on board.
There's no one in sector 3, so that's interesting.
Masters playing tricks with us again, I think.
Yeah. Oh, Motorsport, big corner cut there.
Feeling the pressure.
Yeah, back end stepped out, lost him more time than it gained him.
I'm gonna have a quick look to see if he's getting closer.
He's sort of dropped off a little bit after that.
Yeah, he is. He's 1 warning away, and that'd be 12 seconds.
And that definitely would put him P5, and that would put him right into Vish's clutches if he can close up a little bit more to Perry.
Yeah, I think MP's losing touch a little bit with Blank here. First time it's been over a second. Over on the 5-10 laps, I think.
So we've got 2 nominees for driver of the day at the moment. That's Matrix and Blank. I wouldn't go against either of those. I don't know if you two have got any other suggestions.
Yeah, the 2 candidates for tonight, I think. We'll just check and see if anyone's actually had a completely clean race. Matrix has had 1 warning in total. Blank's had 1 warning in total.
So nothing that's.
But I will go with Matrix for my driver of the day.
Yep, and I would agree with that as well.
Okay, and my vote is irrelevant, but I would also have said Matrix simply for the fact that he's looked imperious at times, hasn't he?
Been a well controlled.
He has. He got himself out front and he just sat there. So, barring any last 2 lap catastrophes, Matrix will be our driver of the day. Then I think we'll get... we'll go for our top 3, I think, for interviews. Whichever top 3 that may be. I think it's safe to say that Motorsport won't be staying there. With 9 seconds worth of penalties. It just depends, will Perry be able to catch and overtake Racer, because he's caught up a lot of these last couple of laps. And Blank's starting to pull out his lead as well. He's now outside the DRS window.
Racer's just putting his personal best through sector 1.
Has he?
Yeah.
Fair play. Position changes. So in terms of position change, Liam's the biggest climber. He's up 6 places. Motorsport, another 3 seconds now. Where does that put him?
That's 12, I believe.
Oh, it's close with Vish. If Vish can hear us, come on lad, you need a push.
Showing no favouritism whatsoever to commentary though.
Oh no, clearly not. Clearly not.
Vish, come on! Power!
So I'll never forget Vish's commentary of the Tier 1 race in Russia, where just the ending to that race, and him and Callie were immense as a pairing for that. So we'll go on board with Matrix on his final lap. So I think he's not quite led from start to finish, has he? But once he got to the lead, he kept it. He pulled the lead out with a really impressive middle part of the race on those medium tyres. And we're going to see him get his first proper win. We saw it last time in Mexico, but that race has been reduced to nothing but a practice at the moment. So we're finally going to see the Flying Finn take his maiden victory for Contest of Speed. Matrix crosses the line, P1. Fantastic race from him in the Ferrari. Blank takes P2. Motorsport Cross is third, but will he keep it? Racer takes it. Where's Perry? Does he take him? Yes, he does. What about Vish? Not quite for Vish. 7 tenths. That's all that was left. Varamir 7th. Liam coming out of the final corner for P8. He'll be pleased with P8, I think, and he's had a relatively clean run of it. Kept himself to himself. A little bit of a battle with Perry early on, but
it's just
nothing to run toward. It is. Cygate will be the final car to cross, and that will end the Brazilian Grand Prix for Tier 3 Contest of Speed. We'll get those top 3 guys in for an interview as soon as we get back to the lobby. So any questions you've got for these 3 on the podium, get them in now for us. That's Matrix, Blank and Racer. Alright, can you invite those top 3 for me, Matt? Please. While you do that, we'll have a final run through of the stand-ins. Matrix takes his maiden Contest of Speed victory, P1 in the Ferrari, a total race time of 43 minutes 17 seconds. Blank P2, Racer P3, Perry P4, Motorsport P5, Vish P6, Varamir 7th, Liam 8th, Cygate 9th, Dan Hilton 10th, and then your DNFs: Callie 11, Millsy 12th, Ross 13th, Power 14th, Dan Robbo 15th, and Dabclan 16th. So, any questions for those guys? Get them in the chat now for us. and we'll get those 3 in as soon as possible.
Just trying to find Racer.
Do you want me to get him?
Yeah, that's alright.
It's fine. Have you done Matrix?
Yep.
Okay, so we'll go 4 and Racer. Okay, if you guys make sure your audio's set to be shared, I know we tell you every week, but just double check for us, and then we'll get started with some interviews. Right. So, let's start off with our race winner. Matrix, I know we said this last week, but your maiden victory.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Just talk us through your race, because it looked like it was relatively easy once you got out to the front, just managing the gap behind you.
Thank you. Yeah, to be honest, it's this race was much good feeling to win, because the last race, when I win that, I think that there was so many issues with everybody, so it's still a little bit bad that race, but yeah, I'm happy with this race, and yeah, it's to be honest, it was quite boring after the pit stop, because I knew that everything was okay, and I just tried to manage the car and avoid the penalties, and yeah, maybe the most fun was to watch behind me Blank and the motorsport fighting each other, and I think what happened, Blank got the second, and I'm really happy for that.
So yeah, we didn't give you much screen time, to be honest, because you were just out there on your own. We were watching those two behind you.
Yeah, it's not first time that you don't believe in me.
No, you know we love you. You were voted driver of the day as well, Matrix, so congratulations for that.
Yeah, thank you.
Right, so we'll move on to P2. Blankety blank. I will do one, as much as it pains me to say it. What happened? I thought you were going to go for the super soft.
I knew you were going to ask me that question. I was thinking about it. Then when I saw Matrix hit, off the start, I did not have the right wings to try to they actually get away. I was running way too much wings. But yeah, I was going to go super softs to softs and try and surprise everyone. But played it safe. Saw a bunch of people DNF, so might as well try and score some points for a change instead of all
I was going to say, yeah, no, that's fair enough.
Perry was under the weather too, so kind of had to support Team Toro Rosso.
I was going to say, you've done your team no damage there at all. Second place. We're watching you and Motorsport exchange places in the last couple of laps as well. Was that annoying at all? Were you wanting to go and chase down Matrix, or was it just a case of?
It was actually kind of me talking to Perry behind you. I wanted to get him a good spot really, because I saw Dan he got DNF early on. So I kind of knew that with him out, he'd have a chance of maybe jumping him. And I know Matrix. So I wanted to try and put him back in Motorsport. So then when I found out he had a bunch of penalties, I might as well chase Matrix now.
So I'm guessing you were listening into the stream, were you?
Bit of team tactics.
Yeah, just back him up. Fair play. Well, it worked.
It was some clean racing. It was a fun battle.
I was gonna, yeah.
Around, taking it easy. Wanted to actually it's been a while. And DNF. Had a DNF. Mexico.
I was going to say, it was you two kept us entertained for the last couple of laps at least, while everyone else was just cruising around. So thanks for that.
I was amazed to see so many people fall out though. It wasn't,
Well, a lot of it, I think they were all crashes as well. They were 10. So yeah, 16. Yeah, 16. That's. Mate, well, you never know. There might have been more caught up in that one early on.
That was a fun race. Sad to see motorsports with all those penalties though, because had a good battle.
I was gonna say he was nearly in here with you guys, but so those penalties just dropped him out. But that nicely moves us on to his teammate, who jumps up onto the podium, gets himself P3. Racer, how do you feel?
Yeah, it's good to have another podium. I seem to only either finish in the podium or don't finish or have but no, in all seriousness, it was good. It was one of those races that from the outside isn't the best of races probably, but I had to work really hard just to be consistent. I just didn't quite have the time on the top 3 guys today, just a few tenths off. But at the start, almost went to the back of Perry. He just didn't. It was as if he wasn't ready for the lights to go out, or I don't know what happened. But I just avoided him and just trying to look after the super softs and get them to lap 14, which I did. Looking back, probably I don't know if the soft would have been the better option for the first stint or not. But I knew the super soft would give me a good quali lap. And I always say to these guys, it's funny, like beginning of the week when we start practicing, I'm nowhere on pace. Same in Mexico, same here, and it's just finding the setup. And I got it yesterday. Just found the sweet spot, and I'm happy with the podium. Really happy, considering like a few days ago was just struggling with the temperatures, the tyre temperatures, and Perry was catching at the end.
Whoa, sorry mate, your mic's just gone really weird there.
It happened before. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, all good.
Yeah, it's just Perry was starting to catch me at the end, so I knew, fortunately I had about a lap, just over a lap's worth of extra fuel to just rich it out and keep him behind. But I had to work for it all race because I knew Perry would be coming at some point. And if he had a couple more laps, he would have done. It would have been a good battle. But happy with the podium, and congratulations to Matrix and Blank for first and second.
Hats off to you too, Racer.
Cheers.
Alright, so Matt, Oxy, have you got any questions for these guys? And if not, we'll wrap it up.
No. Just a quick mention for Matrix. I noticed through qualifying, you waited until it dried up before setting a lap, so you must have really felt the pressure having to get a decent flyer in to come second when you're qualifying after the bad weather.
Yeah, not really. It's I have got the full 43 laps. I knew that I can make the 1.7. It was, I think, too slow for me, but it was okay. It wasn't no issue for me.
Yeah, good to hear it. Good to see a nice cool head in this league. But great win, great drive, well done.
One thing I have to say, I'm still in the championship stronger.
Yeah, I think so. I'll double check for you now before we go off. Let's have a look.
What happened, by the way, to Dan?
Him and Dabclan had they collided on the exit of turn 3, I think. You know, onto the second straight. And then they went into the wall on the right hand side.
I saw Dabclan go. Looking back, but
yes, Matrix, that puts you on to 110 points. Dan stays on 98, and Perry. No, where did Perry come? Was he P4?
P4.
So 12 points. That puts him on to 110. Yeah, you're joint first now, Matrix, with Perry on 110 points.
Ooh.
What happened first?
Sorry?
Did you say that I'm first?
Yes, joint first. You and Perry are equal.
Hope I am first. Oh yes, I will win the last match, yeah.
The Iceman.
Yeah, he just gets in and wins things. That's all he cares about. All right, well, congratulations to our podium drivers. Thank you for joining us for those interviews. And thank you all for watching at home. We've had an interesting race again with Tier 3. You guys always give us something good to watch, at least. You can tune in again next week for the season finale. It's a 3-way battle for the title in Abu Dhabi. Make sure you're there, 10 PM UK time on Monday. And you can also watch Tiers 1 and 2 on Wednesday and Thursday this week, racing around Brazil. Again, at 10 PM UK time. We hope to see you all there. Like I said, thank you very much for watching. We will see you next week.